So I always like to start my push sessions with a pec fly because it just drives blood into the muscle, right? It gets you nice and warm. And another thing it will do is limit the load exposure that you're going to be doing on your presses, which for me is a big thing because if you reduce the load a little bit, you minimize the risk of doing something silly, like almost tearing your pec like I did, okay? So that was a note I had written down for this video, Joe, that I just looked at, and now I'm after watching it back and I'm after realizing that I didn't even follow my own advice, right? And I think that was the reason why I almost tore my pec the last session, because it was a D volume. I did one set of a fly, and then I went straight into the top set on the Smith press, and I just wasn't warm enough, right? So make sure, guys, before you do your bigger presses and the ego gets you, try and warm up with something like a pec fly, get that blood flow in the muscle, reduce the load that you can lift on your bigger lifts. Like, there's nothing wrong with lifting a little bit less on your presses because you're going to get a very good stimulus, right, and good reps from starting with something like a pec fly. And then rather than doing it at the end of the session where you might not get that much out of it, if you do all your presses first, you do a pec fly last, you're going to be getting nothing out of it, right? You get a lot from it at the start of the session, you get some blood flow in there, you minimize your risk of injury, and your presses are still going to be absolutely fine.